Is my screen visible? You guys are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I was telling, first we take that header thing and all those things. Now I know in which index that header is there. Now I'm going, I'm going, I'm sorry, I'm looping by rows, okay? And now in dot nth of I, see, this row count will give me how many rows are there, correct? And this rows is nothing but, like for example, let's say the result will give me 4 rows. So this rows point to the 4 thing. It says there are 4 locators. I can identify 4 elements for this locator. That is what it means. But I want to go to each row, right? So that's why I'm doing nth of I. I'm looping it. And this const row, initially in the first loop, it is going to point to the first row. Okay. So what am I doing in that first row? I'm get by role dot cell. If you see the HTML here, yeah. Can you see? Let me just try to push it down. Yeah. See, if you see here, I have get by role cell. Correct? Role is equal to cell. I told you that whenever there is a role attribute, I can use get by role. So that's what I have been doing it here. If you see get by role cell, where I'm doing it on row. Can you see the difference? I'm not doing on page. All these times whenever we were coding, we were doing page dot something. So what is that page? Page refers to the entire page of the application. So when I page, it can be anything in this page, correct? But now I'm clearly specifying I want on the row. I don't want you to search on the entire page. I want you to search only on this, the first row. Correct? That's what I've done here. In that get by cell, dot nth target index is what? My table header name, which is nothing but nth of target index is what? This one. Whatever I was there. So it was usually 1, I think. It's the first column because it started from 0, correct? So now it will search here. Okay. Now that I'll take it as target cell because that is what I want in that column, in that row. If I'm able to find, that is my target column. And now I'm going to the cell text. I have to read it, right? I have to read that this is admin. So target cell dot inner text dot trim. I'm collecting in cell text. So if cell text triple equals, I'll tell you what is this triple equals, is equal to search user test data dot users of 0 dot username. Means what? Search user test data. By that only I'm pointing to this JSON dot users of 0 means the first element dot username means admin. Correct. So I'm taking if cell text is whatever I have read from my application inner text, which is nothing but admin. If admin triple equal to admin, then yes, I have found it. And I'm expecting the target cell to have text, whatever is there in my test data. So I'm verifying. Now, whatever the thing that I've searched is now found in that particular column in the table. This is what it is. See, it is not that straightforward when it comes to automation. And this is always reliable, okay? Never hard code the things. Here, I'm not hard coded anything. You understood? So, see, let me explain it again. First, you have to identify the table. Once you identify the table, you have to identify the column, which column you want. After that, then you have to loop through the rows, identify the row, then loop through the row. And once you do that, go cell by cell and read whatever you want and compare it with the test data that you want. If both are equal, that means your test case is verified. Correct? That is what has been done here. So let us execute it once. This is getting recorded, right?
Yeah, it's recording.
See, it is entering the username, click on search. Now it is trying to identify whether it is there in admin. See, found admin in username column at row 0. So there are 14 rows. Why there are 14 rows? Somewhere it failed. Okay. So if you see the screenshot, it is telling somewhere here it failed, but why it is giving 14 rows? It should give only one row, right? It's telling total 14 rows. That is because maybe initially if I go here, see, can you see, can any of you tell what is the problem? If you can figure
You
out.
have not searched for
All
anything.
So
all count it is counting. All admin.
yeah, so basically what is
No.
happening, it's a timing issue. What is there in the code? See, in the code, we're just telling, okay, this is not the thing, this one. Hmm. Okay, user management. See here, I am telling, see, let us try to first understand the application. I was here, see, I'm going to admin, that's what I'm doing, right? Can you say the table is already there before I search also? What are we trying to do in the code? We're telling, please wait for the table to be visible. Yes, it is anyways there before I search also. It's not that the table is visible after I search. Correct? So that is why it is telling there are 14 rows. So what should I do? After I search, maybe you can give some hard wait for now just to check whether it works. Okay. Hard wait is actually not good. But that's okay. Just for the time being. This dot page dot wait for timeout. Let's say 2 seconds will give. Maybe not here. Where am I searching? I'm searching here. Anyway, it does not matter because according to the flow, it will go there only. But let's say after I search, I'm going to wait for 2 seconds. Okay, in that 2 seconds, the table is going to get loaded. Okay, let's try now. Now you got to know it was a timing issue. Okay. So what I'm trying to say, after search, please wait for 2 seconds. So in that 2 seconds, the table is getting loaded and now there is only one row found. So now we have figured out. But actually, this is not a good practice. You should never give hard wait. Okay. We have to figure out some other thing. After you click on search, maybe you can put the same thing here and then see. Okay, well, I mean, it's not that important right now, but this is what it has to be. Now you understood? Now this is what we have searched for the username, search, and we are searching for the username here. So this completes our test case. And here we have learned how do we use test data, how are we going to write the test data, and how are we going to import it inside a step definition. And we have to pass that test data to our pages file. And how are we going to use that the test data inside the pages file and read whatever you want from the UI and take whatever you have already defined in the test data. If both are matching, then my assertion is pass. Is this clear?
Yeah. Can you just show how you found the locator for the table header?
Table header. This one.
In your, yeah.
Okay. See, inspect. First, you have to identify the table. Go here. Okay, this is the table. When it's highlighting everything, this is the table. Correct. And inside that, it is telling OXT table. This is the table. Okay.
Okay.
Inside that, you see here, table header is there. Correct. So just give here. It's a div tag and it's a class. Class means you can give dot in CSS. Can you see? I'm not sure if this one of one is visible for you. Wait. See here, one of one. Can you see?
Yeah.
How will I get rid of
Yeah, I
it?
can see. Yeah, I can see.
I will run. Okay. Mhm. Okay. So this is how we are going to identify the header. Make sure it is always unique. Okay. Any other questions? Bindu, you have any questions?
No, I don't have, but directly we can choose the admin, right? With the locator.
No, see here, you don't know, right? Right now it is admin here, but tomorrow it can be
Mm.
some other name. How do you know what will be there in the first
Mm.
row? So it is always better to search for something and then identify whether whatever you have searched is present in the table. So it always is reliable.
Okay.
Got it? Now,
Mm.
one homework that I want to give you is log in into the application. Again, click on admin. That part is also there in the code. Click on add. We are adding a user now. Okay. And this screen will open. See, we already know how to type in the data. Okay, just fill. Here also just fill. Username already exists, so give some unique username. Okay. And then employee name. There are so many Johns in this application, if you see. So select one of the John. Okay. And then this part, this drop down, we have not covered, but I just want you to explore that part. So click on this and select either admin or ESS. Similarly, click on this, select enabled, for example, and click on save. The moment you click on save, there is a toast message that will come, like saved successfully. I want you to verify the toast message if possible. Otherwise, do this, add user. Got it? And what is the approach that you're going to follow here? Again, there are so many data to be filled, which means you need test data. So go to your application, frame this one, VS Code, create a file, add user.json. Okay. What has to go in as part of add user.json? I have my user role, status, password, confirm password, use this one, employee name. Don't give username. Okay. Hmm. Why am I telling don't give username? See, let's say as a manual tester, I came here. The moment I gave admin only, I got to know that is already existing. Let's say tomorrow, I would have already automated this by giving 1, 2, 3. And now Bindu will come and give 1, 2, 3. She would have hard coded in the test data, but this already exists, correct? Now she's trying to click on save, but it will not work. Why? Because it is already existing. But how will you know from automation? You never know. That is why it is always best practice to make sure that you create unique data each time when something is unique in the application. Okay. So you have to have a utils folder and create this random thing. I already have that code, but I don't want, I can give you this one uh, idea. Okay. But I want you guys to try it. See here, I have my add user data. See users. It's the same structure that I have. See, I have my user role, employee name, status, password, confirm password. I don't have username here. Why? Because it is unique. So how am I handling it? In this utils folder, here, do we have any utils folder? I don't think we have yet created it.
No.
Otherwise, you can have support also. Doesn't matter. Under support, just have utils.ts. Okay. Inside that, write this function. So what is this function doing? Generate unique username. For example, date.now in JavaScript will give you today's date, and math random is an inbuilt function toString, substring, and all those things. So basically, it is going to give you some unique integer. Okay, simple. And you have to combine this with the username that you would have hard coded in your test data. Okay, in test data, okay, maybe you can do this. Admin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That you have to combine it with this. In that case, you can have username also here, no problem. Just have it as admin. Anyway, you have to concatenate it with this result, which means you have to import this utils.ts. Where will you import? Will you import it inside the step definition or pages? You can do it either ways. It's not a problem. Better you do it in step definition. Okay. And then you have to call that method. What is that? Add user. Like we have search user here, correct? Inside the pages. See, all the user related things should go as part of only one page. Search is one of the functionality. Add is also another functionality. Don't create one more page. Don't create one more step definition. It's part of user management only, right? So create one more this one. Async add user. Okay, and write your code here. Okay, this is how it has to be. This one you're going to call it from your step definition. Okay, and now what have I done internally is inside this add user, I've passed user. User is nothing but that JSON thing. Okay, for each of the thing I've called internally. Instead of doing everything here only and making it as a very big method, what have I done? Like for example, select user role. I've made it as one more function inside that only, and I'm passing a role. This has to go as part of what inside the constructor we have to write. We should never hard code it inside the method definitions. For the sake I've done it here, that's all. So what you're doing, you're going to click on that drop down. You're going to select whatever you want, ESS or admin. Similarly, while entering the employee name, you're going to click on that, enter the things, and you can do it via keyboard also. Keyboard.press.arrow down and enter. Okay, like select status, enter username, enter password, enter confirm password, and click on save. Right? This is like I've already showed you this one also. Don't worry on this. Martira. Let me stop recording. Wait.